I can't believe that I'm here right now.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the actors and directors that couldn't look past their creative differences. Number 20, Miles Teller and Josh Trank, Fantastic Four.
Hey, we both know that you could take him.
Despite creating a film about a team of superheroes, the energy on this set was anything but harmonious. The 2015 rendition of the Fantastic Four has been heavily criticised, but the issues extend beyond what was shown on screen. Behind the scenes, director Josh Trank clashed with the cast and studio heads throughout the entire process. Sue Storm's actress, Kate Mara, revealed her own experiences and regrets during filming, lamenting how she wished she would have stood up for herself.
I think I should have listened to my instincts, followed my instincts more, like when my gut was telling me, like, you probably shouldn't let that slide, what that person just said.
As if one star being upset wasn't enough, another, Miles Teller, reportedly became so upset that he and Trank nearly fought physically. While the actor has opted to keep exactly what happened under wraps, it's clear that the tension has never truly been resolved.
We're not remotely all in agreement.
We don't need you or anybody else to keep an eye on us.
We just want a place where we can work.
Number 19, Roy Scheider and Jeannot Swart, Jaws 2.
Well, listen, I'll do what I can, but remember, it's under federal jurisdiction.
Well, call the FBI!
The impact the first Jaws film had on cinema can't be understated, but the same, unfortunately, can't be said for the sequels. One of the most wary about returning was the lead himself, Roy Scheider, who was so against the idea that he pleaded insanity in an attempt to break his contract.
And you better do something about this one, because I don't intend to go through that hell again!
Although he tried to do his best once filming began, he still constantly argued with Swart about how he felt time was being wasted on what he deemed to be unimportant scenes.
Hey, Ellen! You know this is the only dump in town where the garbage man delivers?
When they attempted to meet and discuss their differences, it devolved into a full-on fight between the two. While Swart eventually apologised to Scheider, it was clear it was done for the picture's benefit, rather than the actors.
And take the old man in the sea with you.
Number 18, Sean Connery and Stephen Norrington, the lead of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
So, the league is set.
Most people have had at least one boss who made them want to quit. Sean Connery lived out that universal fantasy following The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. He and the director, Stephen Norrington, argued endlessly during the making of it.
I may have been overly rude earlier when I called you a pirate.
Things became so strained that when Connery was asked about the latter's whereabouts at the movie's premiere party, he joked that he'd been institutionalized. It was later revealed that Norrington was apparently uncomfortable with large crews and studio supervision, making filming a nightmare. The process was so frustrating that it caused Connery to suddenly retire just shy of his 50th year of working.
But the question is, do I need the Empire?
It also ended up being Norrington's final project, although it's unclear if that choice was as voluntary as Connery's.
Eyes open, boy.
Number 17, Bjork and Lars von Trier, Dancer in the Dark.
I rose to grow a sun.
When Dancer in the Dark first premiered, it was clear that things were tense between Bjork and the filmmaker Lars von Trier. At the time, it was explained away as the two clashing creatively on the singer's acting method. However, in 2017, a new detail was uncovered that changed everything.
54, 55.
She accused a Danish director, later revealed to be von Trier, of sexually harassing her. When he denied the claims, she simply became more specific, detailing how he would touch her and make highly inappropriate comments. She also mentioned how she would be subject to his anger if she spoke up. The additional knowledge has completely recontextualized the movie, including Bjork's previous comments about the process draining her emotionally.
But I should be going now. I think Jean might wonder where I am.
Number 16, Shia LaBeouf, Florence Pugh, and Olivia Wilde, Don't Worry Darling.
She was upset. It was humiliating, and she's gonna get Ted fired.
Some films are a production nightmare before even coming out. Before Harry Styles was cast in Don't Worry Darling, his role was slated to go to Shia LaBeouf instead. It was eventually reported that he'd been fired for poor behaviour, but the shock from that news quickly morphed into confusion when he denied that ever happening.
So just to be clear here, did you fire Shia LaBeouf?
We had to replace Shia. He is a fantastic actor, but it wasn't gonna work.
He even supported himself by leaking a video of Wilde asking him to stay, and blaming the recasting on Florence Pugh being uncomfortable with him. This ended up leading to rumours that their relationship on set was strained as well, even getting into a verbal sparring match at one point. While both parties have denied that event, the drama ended up stealing the spotlight from the actual feature film.
So who controls the narrative of that story? Is it the star who gets to say they left, or the director who gets to say you're fired?
Number 15. Faye Dunaway and Roman Polanski, Chinatown.
I didn't want publicity. I didn't want to go into any of this then or now.
Some feuds are so deep that even asking one of the parties about it comes with a risk. Although Faye Dunaway's performance in Chinatown was heavily praised, that didn't stop her and Roman Polanski from having a strained relationship. While he claimed she was the crazy one between the two of them, it was clear the animosity was felt on both sides.
No question from you is innocent.
Countless rumours have circulated, from accusations that he plucked out her hair to get the perfect shot, to a story about Dunaway throwing urine in his face.
It's very personal. It couldn't be more personal.
She's never confirmed this event, and when one interviewer dared to ask, she ended their conversation immediately. It seems this is one behind-the-scenes secret we may never get to know.
Next time you lose the whole thing. Cut it off and feed it to my goldfish.
Number 14. Burt Reynolds and Paul Thomas Anderson, Boogie Nights.
Jack Warner, filmmaker.
Really?
Yeah, I make adult films, exotic pictures.
Even great movies can be the source of constant fighting between two creatives. Burt Reynolds reportedly not only disliked the content of Boogie Nights, but the director, Paul Thomas Anderson, himself. He later revealed he'd grown tired of the then upstart's cocky attitude.
That after the movie was done, before he would even seen it, you wanted to hit the director, Paul Thomas Anderson. You wanted to hit him in the face.
No, I didn't want to hit him in the face. I just wanted to hit him.
There have also been rumblings of on-set arguments and desires to fight one another, although now they're talked about in a much more comedic sense. Even though they clashed frequently during filming, that didn't stop Anderson from inviting him to work on his next project with him, which Reynolds ended up declining. Although the actor came around to liking Boogie Nights before his death in 2018, it's unclear if he did the same for the man who made it.
It just wasn't my kind of film. You know?
Number 13. Marlon Brando and Frank Oz, The Score.
Bermuda.
There can be such a thing as being too compliant. During movie making, the director's word is usually law. 2001's The Score proved that wasn't always the case. Marlon Brando seemed to have it out for Frank Oz. He derided him for his previous work with Jim Henson, and oftentimes refused to film with him altogether, leading to a 2-day period where Oz waited outside.
Every time I come in here, it's the hide and go seek.
Brando even bizarrely insisted on filming some scenes in his underwear. The degrading behaviour was made even sadder when Oz blamed himself and his non-confrontational attitude for the way he'd been treated. While it was commendable to put the production first, we can't help but wonder if the constant abuse was worth the result.
I said a lot of dumb things in my day, didn't I?
Number 12. Harrison Ford and Ridley Scott, Blade Runner.
What's this?
Although some feuds between actors and directors seem to last decades, others are resolved more quickly. Harrison Ford has been open about his feelings on Blade Runner, explaining how it wasn't his favourite due to spats with Ridley Scott over having to record a voiceover narration.
I don't know why he saved my life. Maybe in those last moments he loved life more than he ever had before. Not just his life, anybody's life.
Ford was angry, as he'd been told up until the last minute that there would be none, and has revealed just how daunting the process was. Scott corroborated this in 2006, confirming that Ford was the most insufferable person he'd worked with at the time. While the two have made it clear they respect one another as artists now, they haven't worked together on a feature film since, which is most likely for the best.
Sushi, that's what my ex-wife called me. Cold fish.
Number 11. Val Kilmer and John Frankenheimer, The Island of Dr. Moreau.
Why have you locked the door?
This is for your own good.
Changes to the cast and crew can be inevitable. When John Frankenheimer took over The Island of Dr. Moreau, he was initially excited, as he'd been vying for a chance to work with a Hollywood legend like Marlon Brando. However, another actor ended up becoming a thorn in his side.
I want to go to dog heaven.
Val Kilmer had issues with the previous director, Richard Stanley, and things didn't fare better with Frankenheimer either. He hated the filmmaker's old-school style and rewrites, leading to him bluntly telling Kilmer he didn't like him.
There's no way off the island. You must face the fact.
He later proved his point by reportedly having him thrown off set following his character's death. While Kilmer apparently apologised to Stanley for his behaviour, he has yet to do the same for Frankenheimer.
Who do you think you're gonna call?
Number 10. Gene Hackman and Wes Anderson, The Royal Tenenbaums.
What's cooking, Pops?
Legendary actor Gene Hackman and indie icon Wes Anderson went head-to-head on the set of this 2001 film, with Hackman only years away from an unofficial retirement, while Anderson's creative star was rising considerably among young filmmakers in Hollywood.
This is humiliating.
I'm sorry. Would you like to make a complaint in writing?
Where am I supposed to go? You're turning me into a damn hobo.
At the 2011 New York Film Festival, co-stars of The Royal Tenenbaums recalled that Hackman apparently told the director to, quote, pull up his pants and act like a man, all while being visibly grumpy and verbally combative towards others.
I don't like the sound of this one damn bit.
Anderson and crew went on to applaud Hackman for his performance in the film, however, giving the actor credit as one of the picture's main focal points.
You think you could start forgiving me?
Number 9. Tippi Hedren and Alfred Hitchcock, The Birds. The combination of Alfred Hitchcock's formative directing style and the screen presence of a then unknown Tippi Hedren served as a recipe for success in the classic 1963 film The Birds. Behind the scenes, however, Hedren had reportedly been the subject of unwanted romantic advances from Hitchcock, while also being subjected to the grueling physical strain of shooting an attack sequence with real birds.
It is the worst thing to be the object of someone's obsession if you're not interested. It became unbearable.
In a 2012 interview with the New York Times, Hedren recalled that Hitchcock wouldn't let the actress out of her contract with him, thus impeding her career, although she went on to say that she felt fortunate to have worked with the man in hindsight.
He told me he'd ruin my career. I said, do what you have to do.
Number 8. Katherine Heigl and Judd Apatow, Knocked Up.
You know what? Get out of the car.
Oh, you know what? Why didn't you not threaten me?
Just get out.
The controversy behind this 2007 comedy by director Judd Apatow stemmed from a 2008 Vanity Fair interview where actress Katherine Heigl referred to Knocked Up as a little sexist, while simultaneously lamenting how her character was portrayed compared to her male co-stars.
It just shows your lack of commitment, Ben, that you're not in this with me.
Apatow and actor Seth Rogen shot back during a 2009 appearance on The Howard Stern Show, with Apatow stating that he still hadn't, at that time, received an apology from Heigl, while Rogen also let loose with his own negative appraisal of the actress. During a 2016 appearance on The Howard Stern Show, the radio host discussed the incident with Heigl, pushing the actress to act on her desire to write an apology.
Yeah, she's happy today. But every day is a constant struggle for them because they're not right for each other.
Number 7. Gal Gadot, Ray Fisher, and Joss Whedon, Justice League.
I think there's an attack coming.
Not coming, Bruce. It's already here.
This wasn't just a feud between cast and crew, this was a piece in the downfall of one of the most powerful men in pop culture. Joss Whedon had been revered for his work with the Marvel franchise, making him the seemingly perfect choice to head DC's The Justice League after it was suddenly left without a director.
Booyah.
And it seemed every single cast member had an issue with him, with Ray Fisher flat out calling him abusive and daring Whedon to sue in retaliation. Gal Gadot corroborated his claims and added that she had to go to his supervisors to handle the situation. Although he denied all the allegations and even implied Gadot were based on a language barrier, his reputation has yet to recover.
This time, the light shone on the heroes, coming out of the shadows to tell us we won't be alone again.
Number 6. Bill Murray and Harold Ramis, Groundhog Day.
Can I be serious with you for a minute?
I don't know, can you?
Yes, I'm being serious. I'm having a problem.
The creative relationship between actor Bill Murray and actor-director Harold Ramis stretches all the way back to their comedy days in the 1970s, while also including such classic 80s films as Caddyshack, Ghostbusters, and Stripes.
Army training, sir!
It was the 1993 comedy classic Groundhog Day which would serve as a point of separation for the duo, however, as creative differences regarding the script, as well as Murray's erratic behaviour and tardiness, led to a 21-year period during which the two former friends stopped speaking to one another.
What would you do if you were stuck in one place and every day was exactly the same?
It wasn't until Murray visited Ramis prior to his death in 2014 that the two finally made their peace.
Let's not spoil it.
Oh, let's not. Oh, I got that.
Number 5. George Clooney and David O. Russell, Three Kings.
Cover me.
Actor George Clooney apparently didn't take too kindly to the reported abuse David O. Russell was doling out to his crew on the set of Three Kings, and took the director to task on his behaviour.
I had no choice.
You had a choice?
I had no choice.
The result was a physical skirmish between the two men, with Clooney stating at the time that he wouldn't work with Russell again, although time did ease the tension between them. This wouldn't be the last incident between Russell and an actor, however, as footage surfaced of the director and actress Lily Tomlin engaged in a vicious war of words on the set of the 2004 film I Heart Huckabees.
We're not spoiling it.
No, we're gonna work with Brad.
And it'll all come back to you and interconnection.
Number 4. Klaus Kinski and Werner Herzog, Aguirre, The Wrath of God. Klaus Kinski has long been known as difficult to work with on set, yet no director's experience with the complicated thespian quite rivals that of Werner Herzog.
Bin sicher, Aguirre führt uns ins Verderben. Ich habe fast den Eindruck, tut es mit Vorbedacht.
The director's creative relationship with Kinski may have been fruitful, but it was also violent and traumatic, with 1972's Aguirre, The Wrath of God almost resulting in the deaths of both men.
Ich bin der große Verräter. Es darf keinen größeren geben. Wer auch nur wagt, ans Davonlaufen zu denken, wird in 198 Teile zerstückelt.
Herzog relates that he even pulled a gun on Kinski at one point, threatening to kill them both, should the actor make good on his threat to leave the picture. The director would even release a full-length documentary about his battles with Kinski in 1999, titled My Best Fiend, which expanded on the pair's complex, explosive relationship.
Ich bin der Zorn Gottes.
Number 3. Edward Norton and Tony Kaye, American History X.
I need you to stay away from there, okay?
But why, man? I thought we were gonna hang.
Trust me, I will explain it to you later. I just need you to stay away from the party.
Tony Kaye had earned a name for himself shooting television commercials in his native Britain before his 1998 feature film debut, American History X. Behind the scenes, stories of that film, however, reveal a production that was mired by creative differences in editing, scripting, and even the casting of Edward Norton as the lead.
I want you out of this house.
It's fine, I'll be gone in the morning.
Kaye himself was banned from the editing room after not delivering cuts to the satisfaction of New Line Cinema, and the director even attempted to use a pseudonym in order to avoid receiving credit for the final picture. This attempt was blocked, however, on the grounds that Kaye continued to malign his experience with Norton and American History X in the press.
Yeah, I thought you turned that paper in.
I did.
Number 2. Megan Fox and Michael Bay, Transformers.
Oh god, I can't even tell you how much I'm not your little bunny.
The 2007 collaboration between actress Megan Fox and director Michael Bay on the first Transformers film was a worldwide financial success, but their relationship soured in 2009, after Fox was interviewed by Britain's Wonderland magazine.
Well, you know, I don't really broadcast it. Guys don't like it when you know more about cars than they do. Especially not Trent. He hates it.
Fox compared Bay's directing style to infamous dictators Napoleon and Adolf Hitler, while Bay himself commented in GQ magazine that the actress appeared disinterested and unwilling to work on the set of the film's 2009 sequel, Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen.
When have you had to sacrifice anything in your perfect little life?
It wasn't until 2014, on the set of Bay's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where the two finally ended their feud.
Michaela! It's Sam! With Ricky? I hope I didn't get you stranded or anything.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Shelley Duvall and Stanley Kubrick, The Shining.
I honestly don't think the lines are going to make an awful lot of difference if you get the right attitude.
Stanley Kubrick has earned a reputation among fans for his well-documented attention to detail and perfectionism. But another aspect of the director's career that's earned its own infamous reputation is his on-set relationship with actress Shelley Duvall on the 1980 horror classic, The Shining.
Stay away from me!
Why?
I just want to go back to my room.
Duvall recounts her experience on The Shining in the book The Complete Kubrick, as being the most difficult role she's ever had to play, thanks in part to Kubrick's seemingly endless requests for more takes, as well as his orders to the crew not to sympathise with her.
I pulled hunks of hair out on the windowsill, and the back got caught.
Need you trim that? Hunks of hair.
Oh, look.
Okay.
Duvall further contextualised her experience on The Shining to Roger Ebert as, quote, almost unbearable, but from other points of view, really very nice, I suppose.
From May until October, I was really in and out of ill health because the stress of the role was so great.
So, which contentious actor-director duo do you think has made the best work together? Let us know in the comments below.
I want you to go in there. I want you to cool off, okay?
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.